guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. Today I'm deep cleaning and organizing the pantry, which is the last part of September's cleaning jobs on my deep cleaning schedule for the home. And you can find that deep cleaning schedule on my blog, brittbringsithome.com. I will link it down below. So you can go and print that off and follow along with me. I also have a blog post all about how to organize your pantry like a pro. So if you prefer to read and look at pictures, I'll put the link to that post down below also. But since you're here on YouTube, I assume you'd rather watch videos. So I will show you how I deep clean and organize my pantry, and I'll share tips along the way so you can go off and do the same thing in your home. The pantry is probably my favorite room in the house to organize. I enjoy food, good food, healthy food, and I like making it look nice and organized and pretty. We have a pretty good sized pantry. We had our house built, and when we were designing it, one of the main things I wanted to make sure we had was a good sized pantry and plenty of storage space. So we only have 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and the bedrooms aren't that big, but I made sure that we had plenty of storage space. But if you don't have a big pantry, or maybe you don't have a pantry at all, if you store your food in kitchen cabinets, that's totally fine. Just utilize the space that you have as best as you can. Use that space and make sure you are organizing your food as best as you can. So the first thing I'm going to do is take everything out of the pantry, all my food and all my storage bags and things like that. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to clean the pantry. I'm going to start by dusting the ceiling, and then I will clean the walls and the baseboards. I already cleaned the door when I cleaned my hallway leading to my mudroom, so I'm not going to clean the wall again today. Next, I'm going to go through and look at the food that I have and see if there's any food that I need to get rid of, or any food that's expired, or food that we just won't eat. Maybe it's unhealthy food that we don't need to have in the house to tempt us. If you have read or listened to any of Gretchen Rubin's books or podcasts, there's 2 kinds of people, according to her, when it comes to food, for example. There are abstainers and moderators. And moderators are the people that, they can have some junk food in their house and they can just eat a little bit at a time every now and then and be fine with it. Abstainers are people that if it's in the house, they're gonna eat it. They're gonna eat all of it. They either eat it all or they have to abstain from it all. So I'm an abstainer. If there's ice cream, especially in the house, I'm gonna eat it. I'm probably gonna have a bowl every night until it's gone. But if there's not ice cream in the house, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not gonna be hungry for it. I'm not gonna crave it. I'm not gonna go out and, buy it. If it's not here, I'm not thinking about it and I'm not gonna eat it. So if you're an abstainer and you have unhealthy food in your house and you're trying to live a more healthy life, I would say get rid of that stuff so it's not there tempting you. But if you're a moderator and you can handle having some sweets or some junk food in your house, and you can have more self-control and just have a little bit every once in a while, then go for that. So after I kind of weed out and get rid of any food that we don't need or won't eat at all, then I will put everything back in the pantry and make sure I put like items together, keep it organized and contained. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get everything out of the pantry. Okay, so now that everything is out of the pantry, I'm gonna get to cleaning. And I'm gonna start by dusting the ceiling with a broom. Alright, so now that the ceiling is dusted, I'm going to wipe down the walls and the wire rack and the baseboards. And to do that, I'm going to be using my Dr. Bronner's Pure Cast Iron Soap. I love this stuff. I use it to clean a lot of things. Pretty much everything in my house has some Dr. Bronner's in it. And this is peppermint flavored and it smells amazing. So I just filled up a bowl with warm water and about a teaspoon of Dr. Bronner's. And I'm also using a microfiber cloth. I like these ones from Grove Collaborative. If you have never ordered an online order at Grove Collaborative, I would definitely check it out. They have all kinds of cleaning supplies and bath and beauty supplies, things for your kids, husband, yourself, all kinds of good stuff. And I'll put a link down below where you can get a free 5-piece gift set if you are ordering for your first time from Grove Collaborative. I used that when I made my first order and it's a good set. It has 5 like full-size products. So the link for that is down below, so go check them out. All right, I'm gonna get started.
Dancing by the lakeside, gonna do what we on. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. The summer night, the summer night. The summer night, the summer night. Someday we will look back and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. The summer night, the summer night. Oh yeah, the summer night, the summer night, oh the summer nights. Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, won't stop for traffic lights.
So I usually clean the floors last whenever I deep clean a room, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean them now because they're pretty nasty. There's lots of crumbs and stuff here. I'm most likely gonna have to store some things on the floor. Hopefully not. I would like to have everything on the shelves and nothing on the floor, but we'll see. But I'm gonna go ahead and sweep it really well, get all these crumbs and stuff out, and then we'll start organizing and putting stuff back on the shelves.
Head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Alright, so the pantry is all nice and clean, but let me show you all the stuff that was in my pantry. Here we go. I'll show you the floor, on our kitchen table, some more on the floor and the chairs, and even into the family room. There is stuff everywhere. Who knew I had that much stuff in the pantry? So now is the fun part. Now I get to sort things, put them into a group. I'm going to label some containers and put everything back on the shelves nice and neatly. Okay, so I'm going to put things that I don't use very often on the top shelf. So that's going to be my kitchen appliances that are not in kitchen cabinets. The ones that are in here are ones that we rarely use. So I'm going to put them up top because I can't really reach up top. That's the shelf I have to stand on a chair to reach, which is fine for those appliances that I rarely ever use. So I am putting our cooler bag and our little cooler up here. I was planning on putting like some storage bags up there, but you'll see a little bit later on that I changed my mind. Instead, I decided to put storage bags and lunch bags and coolers down at the bottom where I have easier access because some of the bags I do use more often and it'll be easier to look through them when they are down at the bottom. Okay, so these are the rest of the bags that I need to put on that second from the top shelf. However, I have way too many bags and we don't really use like these bags very often. So these are something I definitely am going to go through, weed out, and get rid of some of these things. Okay, there we go. So these are the bags that I am keeping. Just a few totes, some paper bags, and then these, which I love. I just got for my birthday. They are silicone food storage bags instead of buying plastic and using them once and throwing them away. These silicone ones you can wash and use forever. So I definitely am keeping those. Okay, so I changed my mind. Instead of having the food storage lunch bags and things like that on the second from the top shelf, I'm putting them here at the bottom just because I will use them more, I think. And it's nice to be able to just pull this out and reach in and get to the bag that I want. And when it's up higher, it's harder to get to and I can't see what's in the bag. I just bought this from Walmart and I'm going to put this together and use it to store my tin foil, parchment paper, and saran wrap. tin foil and trash bags on the little organizer on the bottom shelf. And next I'm going to put plastic bags, sandwich, quart, snack, and gallon size baggies. I have a lot of baggies and I don't even use them that much anymore. I used to be a little bit of a stockpiler. I went to BJ's and stocked up on bags all the time, and now I don't really use plastic bags very often at all. I try to live more sustainably and not use one-time plastic, although I have it, so I'm not going to just throw it away and waste it. I need to use these. So I have a lot of sandwich bags especially, so I'm going to put them in this basket to save some space. Instead of having 3 boxes of the bags, I'm going to put them all, unwrap them, get rid of the packaging, and put them all in here. I'm going to do the same thing with my snack size bags. I have 4 boxes of snack size bags. So instead of just having a basket sitting up by itself, it might as well be used for something. So I'm going to use it to store bags. I don't have as many quart and gallon size bags, just 1 box of each, but I might as well do the same thing, make them look more uniform, and get them out of the packaging and put them in a basket. So on this second from the top shelf, I am putting paper products like toilet paper, paper towels, tissues, paper plates, napkins, plastic cups, all kinds of paper products that we don't use that often. For the plasticware, I have lots of boxes of plastic cutlery here. So I am taking everything out of the boxes and putting them in glass jars. I'm organizing them by type. So I'm putting all the plastic spoons together, all the plastic forks together, and all the plastic knives together. Just because when I go in my pantry, I don't like to see a lot of packaging. I like to actually see the food or the products. I take things out of the boxes or the packaging and put things into baskets or glass jars. So I was using these pint-size glass jars and they were too small. I was not able to fit much in them. So I ended up switching to using quart-size jars with wide mouths, and that worked a whole lot better. I was able to fit a lot more cutlery in them. So we have chickens. We have 20 chickens currently, and 6 of them are hens that are laying eggs. The other 14 are pullets, so they are not full grown yet, and some of them will be starting to lay eggs. Some of them are meat chickens. But anyways, we sell some of our eggs and people give us egg cartons, but we have way too many egg cartons. We have way more egg cartons than eggs that we sell in a week. So I definitely need to go through these and get rid of some. I am keeping the ones that hold up better and throwing out some of the more flimsy ones, or if they are dirty, if they have egg yolk in them, I am definitely throwing them out. Also with these tins, I use these for like Christmas baking, and I have so many. I used to be a big time baker at Christmas time. I would make tons of different kinds of cookies. Now that I've started to live a more healthy lifestyle and cut out a lot of sugar, and I don't do as much baking at Christmas time, I still definitely do because I really enjoy baking, and I feel like Christmas is a great time to do some baking and have some special treats. But I had way too many tins, so I did go through and get rid of some of the tins, and to save space I put smaller tins inside bigger ones. And now I'm just going through my kids' Easter baskets and Halloween containers and weeding out some of those. I don't know why we have so many Easter baskets, but I got rid of a few that I knew that my boys didn't love as much as some of the other ones, and storing them here on this bottom shelf. So I have all of our coolers, lunch boxes, plastic storage containers on the bottom shelf. So now that we have all the non-food stuff in on the very top and the very bottom, now it's time to put the food in the pantry, and I like to put the food at eye level so it's easiest to get to. I'm gonna start with baking stuff, so I'm gonna put all my like baking flours and stuff on this shelf. I love using my label maker to label my plastic containers and my mason jars. I just think it makes it look a lot more uniform. Even though the containers are not all the same, when they have the same labels, it makes it look a lot more cohesive. Done with my baking stuff, my flours and grains, and now I'm moving on to spices. And I'm using this shelf liner on this shelf, and I put a few pieces of cardboard underneath the liner to put my little spice racks on to keep them from falling through the holes in the shelf. And I organize my spices in alphabetical order. I just find that that makes it a lot easier to find the spices that I need while I'm cooking. So this is our box of candy, And each member of our family has a jar with their name on it, and they choose their favorite candies to put in their jar. And whenever they're allowed to get a piece of candy, they get one piece out of their jar. And then in the rest of the basket we have, and that's like our overflow, so when their jar gets empty, they can refill it with some of the candy in the basket. So I'm going through here and getting rid of any candy that looks old and just doesn't look good, doesn't look like candy that we would ever eat. I am throwing that away. And now on the shelf, I'm putting all my sugars and sweeteners, honey, maple syrup, stevia, those kind of things. And then on the next shelf up, I am putting all my oils and vinegars and sauces. So I'm using this turntable to put my oils and vinegars, and I organize them again by alphabetical order. I put all my oils first in alphabetical order, and then the vinegars in alphabetical order. And then I use a basket to put any extra sauces, mayonnaise, any other sauce that we use for cooking. I love this can organizer that I got. I think I got it at Walmart also, but it's been a while since I bought it. But I will try to find a link to a similar one and link it down below. But it is perfect for what we need. We put our canned meat, like tuna, salmon, sardines if we have them, at the top. And then in the next section, we put our canned vegetables and like tomato sauce, pumpkin puree. And then on the bottom, we put any canned fruit or coconut milk. So now I am putting labels on these glass jars, and in these jars I have all of my nuts and seeds and dried fruit. And I organize on the far right side of this shelf, I have my nuts, and I organize them alphabetically again. And then I have seeds in the middle, and then on the left side I have dried fruit. And I did have just a Mod Podge of labels before. I had these chalkboard ones, and then I had white ones. So I want it to look more cohesive, more uniform. So I am taking off all the old labels, and I am putting new labels on with clear label tape, and then the same font and everything, so they all look uniform. Okay, so it is actually the next day now. My camera battery died in the middle of filming last night, and it was getting late anyways, so I was tired. It was time to go to bed. So I went to sleep and charged my battery, and now I'm ready to finish organizing the pantry. So let's get going. And here again, I am emptying some baking things out of the containers and putting them in glass jars and clear plastic containers. That way it just looks more uniform and I'm able to see how much I have of everything. And that way when it's time to go grocery shopping, I can just go in my pantry and kind of do an inventory and see what things are getting low and what things I need to add to my grocery list. And then I am making labels for each of the containers. And the labels are all clear labels with black lettering, same kind of font so that they are all nice and uniform and pretty looking. Okay, so I think I'm done organizing in here. I'm just gonna sweep and mop the floor one more time to pick up any crumbs that fell, and we'll be done. And there we have it. There is my pantry organization. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you found this helpful at all, please like this video, share it with a friend that you think might be interested in it also, and comment down below what was your favorite part of the pantry organization and what videos would you like to see coming up. What part of your home do you maybe need some motivation for organizing? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay up to date on my latest videos. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.